Okay, this is the website audit for First College Links. What I've done here is looked at it from the viewpoint of a potential user, and just to see how user-friendly it is, how it helps me, and how it directs me, and obviously it ultimately helps you, because the objective of the website is to get people who are interested in what you deliver to actually look at what you do and contact you, and then take it to the next stage, where you can then earn your income. The website doesn't look too bad. It is dated. This sort of look went out about between, I don't know, 5 and 8 years ago. It now tends to be full width screen, what we call clean, minimal, and as you can see, there's quite a lot going on this home page. You've got all the pictures at the bottom. You've then got this chunk here, which is what I call unsymmetrical. You've got a big list here. You've got the key things in here. You've got cookie policy, privacy policy, which is fine. Normally these tend to sit in the footer, but it's not a big thing. But we've got this few items there, a few more items there, then nothing over here. So it's a bit unbalanced. We've then got a huge area for latest news, which is a combination of, I think, tweets and Facebook. But it's taken up a hell of a lot of footprint. And then over here we've got what you do, our company, what we do. But then at the top we've now got a lot of menus. And the thing about the menus is when I hover over them, there's a lot of sub-menus. Now we tend to sort of like cut out sub-menus these days, because the majority of people will view a website in the first instance. About between 70 and 80% will view a website in the first instance on a smartphone or a tablet, especially this age group. And the one thing you haven't got on a smartphone or a tablet is a mouse, so you can't point over something and have them drop down. What people use on the, as you know, on the smartphone and tablet is finger tapping. So what we always recommend for this is get rid of the sub-menus and actually design it slightly differently. And I'll give you an example of how that has actually already been done, but it's not being utilised. If we go to, for instance, About, we click on just the About tab, it goes to the About page, and all those things here, our company, what we do, our performance, why choose us, are actually here. So there's no need for that sub-menu at all. However, if you're going to use a sub-menu, then it needs to be consistent throughout the whole use. I'll give you another example. Let's go to Learners. Now you see we've got we've got 5 items there. So we go on to Learners page, and it's quite slow as well. You'll see this spinning around here. It's taken quite a bit of time. We've only got 3. So we've got, if we go back to here, we've got Information Advanced, which is at the top. We've got Learner Information, which is second. We've got NUS Apprentice, which is third. However, what's missing, according to this page, is First College Brochure and Downloads. If we move back over to, let's have a look, Courses, the Courses page, where on the Downloads, Apprenticeships, Traineeships and Short Courses, we've only got 2. The Short Courses is not there, but I expected it to be there. And I know it's on the drop menu, but we just want to get rid of them. If I go back to contact page, go to the contact page. We've got the contact page over here. We've got office location, social networking, make an inquiry. We've got office locations, make an inquiry. Social networking isn't to be found anywhere. So again, what we're creating here is people expecting one thing and then landing on it and being confused by it not being there. If we go back to Learners, it eventually gets there. Right, one of the things that's missing off is the downloads. Okay, so it's not on the page, but it's on here. Now, one of the things people are always intrigued about, if it says downloads, I'll check out what the downloads are. So I shall click on downloads. I'm thinking, but it's on the download, it's on the drop-down menu. Why isn't it on the page? But here we get another problem, where when I click on that link, I'll go to a 404 not found page. Which quite rightly says this is somewhat embarrassing. because now I'm going, right, okay, the website appears to be broken, if that makes sense. Okay, if we go across to employers, we have a downloads button there. So if we click on that downloads button, what we get is a list of downloads. However, although it says 4 downloads, there's actually only 1. So it's a bit, again, confusing. I'm now confused. Well, I'm being offered 4, but I can only actually access 1. If we stay on the employers page and we go down to employer downloads, I click on the employer downloads and I get the 4 or the 4 that's supposed to be there. If I go back and click on employer information, I have to read a lot of stuff. And again, one of the things to check is how up to date this is, and I'll refer to why I think it could be out of date in a second. But we've got, when it's things like this in Trainer-Major £3.70 an hour currently, of course, what we've got no context there is what date this was written in. If it's written this month, then it is current. If it was written 3 or 4 years ago, then it could be anything. But what's down here is we get down to this part, assuming people have read this. There's a lot to read, by the way. People read less than 23%, the research shows, so they're going to scan it. I mean, I have trouble people reading short emails, so you know, anything with a certain size page, you're going to struggle. But we get down here, and it's good that it's been highlighted, and as much as it's boldened. To find out more information, download our apprenticeship grant information, employer agreement form from our employer download section. So if I'm actually trying to find grant information and employer agreement form, I'm probably going to click it. But then when I click it, I've got something that says customer service values, download, and that's it. So now I'm thinking, right, what next? What do I do? Where do I go? Now, one of the things I've noticed as I've hovered over these tabs, that every now and again I suddenly see First College brochure. I see First College brochure. So I'm now going to have a look. Oh, First College brochure. I shall click on that, see what it tells me. Now, bear in mind we're in 2019 at the moment. And the first thing I see is First College brochure 2015. So already I'm thinking this website is 4 years out of date. So it doesn't bode, it doesn't sort of make me feel really confident. And I will click on it and look at it. But I'm always going to be mindful of the fact I'm seeing history here. And that's what we need to guard against with websites. That's why it's always a challenge to keep them. That's why it's so important to keep them bang up to date with our latest information. Okay, another example of the why consistency is so crucial. If I hover over finding work, I get 3 choices. How we can help apprenticeship vacancies work program. I click on finding work, and I end up with 4 choices. So obviously it's probably something that was added afterwards, but not left out of here, while it was added to this page here. Right, another thing to check out, on the finding work we've got the apprenticeship vacancies. I click on that, I go to apprenticeship vacancies, and I see the vacancies, and they're all obviously up to date, August 2019, August 2019, and so forth. However, if I happen to go along to news, and the drop down tab tells me latest news, I click on the latest news, and I get the follow us, which wouldn't necessarily be a priority. I would have actually put that over the side here. New apprenticeship vacancies. So I go, right, okay, let's have a look. We click on vacancies, but I don't get the vacancies. I just get a leave a reply. So if I go there first and I'm interested in a vacancy, I'm now confused. And there's obviously been a coding error, because if you look at this, I think that should have been a button, but the URL is exposed. If I now right click on that highlighted text and press go to, it, lo and behold, it takes me to the vacancies. But depending on which way I'm viewing the website, because most people mistakenly believe that everybody lands on a website on the home page and follows it chronologically, but they don't. Depending on if I've Googled it, I could actually land on any of these pages. if I just landed, and if I did land on the home page, I could just go through and go, well, actually, see what the latest news is. And I find I'll go to, oh, I'm interested in apprenticeships vacancies, and I go to something that actually, unless I actually knew how to highlight and right click, which I couldn't do on a tablet or a smartphone, then I'm not going to get the page I want. I do believe that should have been a button that clicks through to that URL. Okay, another consistency change or an issue. While if I hover over these, we get the drop-down menus, and when I click on the actual top one, the contact about, I get those on the page. Where that doesn't happen is on case studies. Though I've got drop-downs, I've got case studies, employer gallery, and our videos. If I click on case studies, I would have expected to see these three, but in actual fact, everything is case studies is just there. Okay, so in order to get to the other pages, I need to obviously go back up and do the drop down again, which is different to what I've done previously. So okay, I'll click on employer gallery, I'm interested in that. And the first thing that hits me is again the year. I've now got 2015, 2015, 2015, 2015, and I think somewhere in there goes even later. So again, I'm now, I know you can have, there's nothing wrong with having older ones, as long as you've got newer ones at the top so they can see it's a continuous process. But if all you've got is 2015, then already these are 4 years out of date. And it's the same with our videos. The videos are, again, 2015, 2015, 2014, 2014. So, again, we've got a current, current up-to-date issue in the minds of the. Okay, if I also click on, where are we? Oh yeah, on the news, we've done the latest news. I've got to see newsletters. Now, I'm not quite sure whether that's telling me to sign up for a newsletter or whether I will find a newsletter there. So I'm going to click on it. But what I actually find is page not found. So again, I've been on your website 10, 12 minutes. I'm looking for stuff. I'm now thinking, right, it's out of date. It's broken. Which obviously doesn't give the sort of message that I believe that you're actually trying to get out there. At the end of the day, your objective of your website is to get people to land on it, see that they're actually probably in the right, looks like they're in the right place, and then to have an experience where they can get information that they're looking for as quickly and as easily as possible. The mantra of any website visitor of any age is don't make me think. If I have to think about it, or I come up against something which actually confuses me, then I'm probably going to leave and go somewhere else. And your key objective is once you've got people on to find your website, they find it, they engage with it, they stay with it, and then they are compelled to contact you because it looks like you've got the information or the solution to their problem that they have.